Our great coach on this episode is the former NBA player and now coach, Scott Roth, who led the Tasmanian Jackjumpers to their first ever premiership in the National Basketball League in Australia. Scott describes his coaching as more mentorship that is grounded in vulnerability, accountability and love. Shaped by his own personal experiences of loss and the global journey he's undertaken as a coach, he shares that he's more invested in people than he is in results. The Tasmanian Jackjumpers are built around the ideas of community and defending the island, which are key central themes that Scott's used as he's built that team from scratch. He also talks about care and wanting to leave a legacy that prioritises relationships with players long after they have finished their relationship as athlete and coach. Here are some of the highlights of our interview with Scott.
I told my daughter the other day, everything you want is on the other side of hard. And all those things, you have to get to the other side of that. And being uncomfortable is part of it. The stretch is hugely important. And you're not going to be uncomfortable if I promise you 20 minutes before you ever got to the gym. Like, that's not fair to the other 9 guys I have on the roster. So let's all get uncomfortable here. And let's all make this a battle. And we're all doing the same thing. But that fine line for me started with the accountability and not breaking my vow. And as I told you before, when I say something, I'm doing it. No one has come to the Jackjumpers with a promise. And every single year, including this year, we have agents or players wanting a promise. And we've lost out on them. And that's fine. I'll find another one. It's not going to be on my tombstone that Scott Roth won X amount of games or lost. It will not be there. It is not really important at the end of the day. These other things are what I'm really passionate about over these last few years. I'm not where I need to be. And at the end of the day, the thief of joy is comparison. And when you start comparing yourself where you are in your life and what you think you should be doing, it will destroy you. And it was destroying me because someone else was making more money or had a better job and I was way better than them. And so all that beat up that you go through can be quite detrimental. And again, that was the point where I started I will not allow dirty feet to walk through my mind. I had to get rid of that and just throw it away. And I think refocusing on people and other people's passion really freed me from being so negative about myself and the complex of my worth. And my worth really wasn't valued at that time the way it should have been. And my mental state wasn't as good as it should have been. You learn a harsh lesson because I was probably a couple of years of just depression really at the end of the day, if I really think about how badly I was functioning. I think the biggest thing for me was you have to get rid of some of your ego at some point or another, because I was in this, when I'm 35 in the 45 range, I think I'm a coach and I know it all and I'm going to be this guy. And ultimately it was about people, and it continued to end up being more about people than me trying to show that I knew everything and had to watch every video and try to solve every problem. And after a while, it was just, I got to turn this off. And for me, it was just about being me, and I just won't allow dirty feet to walk through my mind anymore. I won't let people in that aren't going to be really impactful in my life, and the people that matter to me, they know who they are. They're the closest ones to me, and I'll listen to them all day. But I think it's just a reminder that stay focused on what I'm doing, be confident in what I'm doing. Daring greatly is really difficult at times, and you're daring greatly every day as a coach to stand up in front of everyone and be vulnerable. You really have to be true to yourself. And if you start letting these outside influences get into your mind and self-doubt, they can destroy you and they can make you miserable.
If you'd like to listen to our whole interview with Scott, you can use these links to access the podcast.